Cannes Film Festival in France is wrapping up today, and we now know the winner of the top prize. This year's Palme d'Or award goes to I, Daniel Blake by British director Ken Loach. For more on that, we're joined now by Anne Thompson, the editor-at-large of IndieWire. She's in the press room in Cannes. Does the winner of this year's Palme d'Or surprise you?
You know, at the beginning of the festival, I kept telling everybody how emotional it was and how I thought the actors on the jury would actually go for it because it causes deep, wrenching sobs. And it turns out that the critics who didn't think it was that big a deal may have been wrong in this case. There's sometimes a disconnect between the critics and the jury.
Right. A Canadian film has also done very well. Xavier Dolan's film, It's Only the End of the World, has won the Grand Prix, or second best prize, although some thought he might take the Palme d'Or. What do you think happened?
I think that they had a very divisive jury. The movie didn't play that well with the critics at all. And in fact, the people in the jury room booed Monsieur Dolan when he won and made fun of his crying speech. But clearly the jury responded because it's a very actorly movie where the performers go very over the top, and it's a very big French cast. So they obviously decided that it deserved something, and they give it the second prize.
What are some of the things that the films are judged on?
Well, one of the things they said at the jury conference at the beginning, the actors, I noticed this, they also kept saying that they wanted to be made to feel emotion. And that's exactly what Dolan gives them, and that's exactly what I, Daniel Blake, gives them. These are not cerebral, removed, flat films. These are movies that reach for the jugular and try to make you feel something.
What other films were strong contenders for the Palme d'Or?
Well, American Honey, Andrea Arnold's film, there were 3 films by women directors in the competition, and this is an American road trip. It's a very daring and unusual movie, and she's won, the 3 times that she's been in Cannes, she's won the same thing. She's won the jury prize, which she got again.
What kind of success goes along with the Palme d'Or win?
It doesn't really necessarily translate back in the United States and Canada. It really can have an impact if an actor wins and maybe they move on to an Oscar campaign, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything at the box office. You can't sell a Cannes win, but it can give the advertising for the film an extra boost, you know, winner of the Palme d'Or.
Right, good marketing. What do you think about the selection of this year's films at Cannes?
You know, there was a very strong first week, a lot of really good films, but some of them went away empty-handed. The Jim Jarmusch Patterson, which was in the Screen International Critics poll second behind Tony Erdmann, was very well liked with a strong performance by Adam Driver. And the other movie that really didn't register at all was really Neon Demon, which didn't play very well and was kind of ridiculed, which was from Nicholas Winding Refn. A very superficial and shallow kind of look at the fashion scene in LA where models literally eat each other.
Oh, boy.
But, you know, we didn't expect that to win anything, actually. But the movie that played at the end of the festival, Elle from Paul Verhoeven with Isabelle Huppert, was actually very well liked. And people thought she gave an amazing performance, and we may hear more from her later on in other awards conversations.
Any star highlights?
Kristen Stewart did very well. Okay. She was in the opening film, the Woody Allen film, Café Society, and she handled all of the questions, all of the press conferences, because she was also in Personal Shopper, which won Best Director, shared for Olivier Assayas with Christian Mungiu's movie called The Graduation. Those are 2 very well-liked critical films that had to share the directing prize. But Kristen Stewart is great in both films and showed that she's a very sophisticated and adept handler of celebrity interviews.
Oh, good to know. Thanks, Anne.
My pleasure.
For the inside scoop. Anne Thompson is the editor-at-large for IndieWire. She joined us from Cannes, France.